Hello and welcome. Today we're going to show you how to create a floral arrangement in a decorative repurposed box. Oftentimes people have decorative gift boxes lying around their home, especially after the holiday season. So this is a really great opportunity to repurpose it and create a unique arrangement to gift to someone else. Today I'm going to be using this empty, very sturdy, very beautiful box from a set of gift cards. So I'm going to prepare this box and then I'm going to show you how to create the arrangement. You're going to need some floral sponge, you're going to need your ordinary floral tools, some ribbon, some wire, as well as the flowers you're going to be using. Today we're using lilies, roses, gerbera daisies, cellophane leaves, and baby's breath. You're going to need cellophane. I'm using fairly thick cellophane. This is 30 micron, and I'm layering one sheet upon the other. This is to create an extra layer of protection and to ensure that water will not seep through the cellophane and into your box, therefore ruining the design. So I'm going to be taking this piece of floral sponge and placing it into the box. If you have any gaps between the sponge and the box, please ensure that you fill them. This again adds that sturdiness and security to the stems and ensures that all of the stems are going to be touching floral sponge and getting necessary water. So do fill in the gaps, and once you have done this, we're going to proceed to the next step. The next step for the purposes of preparing this box as the base of the arrangement is to cut around the excess cellophane. You do not have to toss this out. In fact, I recommend that you do hang on to it because oftentimes in our line of work, there is always a purpose or a use for excess cellophane. So do hang on to it. Do not throw it out. When you are cutting around the box, do ensure that you are leaving cellophane touching the edge, the very top of the edge of the box. Once again, you want to ensure that you're secure in knowing that the plastic is not going to dip below the edge and therefore allow water to seep through and damage your decorative arrangement. This is, of course, unwanted, will create a soggy box, and nobody wants to deal with that. And of course, you want to ensure that you're preserving the arrangement and the box that you're working with. Once all of this is ready, do wipe away any excess water on your workstation and go ahead and start working with the flowers. So once again, we're working with roses, lilies, and gerberas, but if there are different flowers that you wish to incorporate, different tones, it's entirely customizable as always. We're going to be creating a fan shape here, and this is because we have a lid on this specific container. And if you are working with a container without a lid, you can create a dome shape, a spherical shape, a shape that is visible from all sides. But since we are working with a lid, we're going to be creating a fanning out shape so that we are maintaining volume, proportion, and a symmetrical design here. So as you see, I've put a rose into the center and two roses at each side facing forward towards me. As you see here, I'm trimming down the stems to the desired height. Once again, this is going to depend entirely on the container that you are working with, but do ensure that when you are trimming down the stems that you're leaving enough stem length that the stem is touching the base of the box and that it has access to water. So in short, do not cut your stem to a height where the stem is not reaching the bottom of the box. Now go ahead and fill in the gaps. This is going to create the skeleton for the rest of the flowers that you're going to be inserting. And as you see, this is a fairly symmetrical fanning out design where the roses are facing towards the recipient, or myself in this case. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take some gerbera daisies and we're going to place them into these floral straws. Now this is essential because gerbera daisies have a very delicate stem. They do tend to break easily, especially if you are inserting them into floral sponge. This will ensure, number one, that the gerbera daisy's head is facing upward and outward. Some gerbera daisies just naturally have different slants to the head, and sometimes the head's facing down, but this will lift the head, but also ensure that you are securing the stem so it doesn't snap off as you're placing it into the floral sponge. Gerbera daisies are great flowers to fill space between the roses in this instance. So as you see here, I am placing them into the floral straw. I am lifting the head. I am once again securing the stem, and I am placing it in between the roses that I'm working with, and it's filling quite a bit of space. Of course, as always, if you don't like this color scheme, if you're looking to use different flowers, feel free to do so. The next thing that we're going to be using are these lilies. Lilies are quite beautiful. They are very full. They open up. They fill lots of space. And they last quite a reasonable length of time. And they will add additional height dimension to your arrangement. So we're working with lilies. And as you see here, I'm once again trimming the stem just to ensure that it is long enough to touch the base of the box. So you're going to go ahead and fill in the gaps in the arrangement. Lilies do, of course, have a firmer stem, but do ensure that when you are placing them into the arrangement that you are mindful that nevertheless you have to be delicate, you have to take your time and don't force it, especially once you already have stems in place. They can jut out against the other stems and it can snap. So do be careful when you're placing your flowers, as always. Go ahead and complete this portion of your design by placing your flowers and filling the gaps. The next step is going to be to fill in with some floral filler. For the purposes of this particular arrangement, we're going to be working with some baby's breath. Once again, if you have other filler that you wish to use, perhaps something that you're growing in your garden or something that is more accessible to you, go ahead and use that filler. Baby's breath just helps fill in the gaps, add a little bit more softness, a little bit more of a delicate texture, and this is what we're going to do. We're just going to place it around the areas where we think there needs to be a little bit more fullness. Go ahead and continue filling in the gaps that you can visually see. And once you have completed this step, the last step in the arrangement process is to fill in with some leaves. So once you have filled in the gaps and the spaces between the flowers, you can go ahead and ensure everything is firmly placed inside the container. And we're working with some salal leaves today. We're going to use these, number one, to help lift the flowers, to help secure the flowers into the arrangement, and as always, fill in the gaps that are visible. So go ahead, cut the salal leaves into the pieces that you like. Ensure that you're not cutting the stems too short because that will cause them to fall out of the container, but be mindful, and that's what you're going to get as the end result. Do ensure you leave a little bit of space for the ribbon. So today we're going to be working with this delicate baby blue satin ribbon. So when you are filling in the leaves, do leave a gap for the ribbon. You do not have to fill in that space. So we're going to go ahead and create this ribbon. We do have videos on our channel as to how to create these ribbons with satin and other types of ribbon. And you, of course, can choose the ribbon color that fits your arrangement in your design. Once you have put this ribbon together, you're going to secure the ribbon with some wire. Of course, the ribbon, the size of the ribbon, color, completely adjustable based on the design that you're trying to create. So we're just going to go ahead and secure the center of the ribbon with this wire. It's very important that you fold the wire in. Do not leave the wire as it is. Do fold it in. Ensure that there's a curve at the end of the wire so that the wire does not pierce the plastic, therefore causing the water to leak out. You do want to ensure that you're gifting an arrangement where the recipient can fill in water and not worry about it spilling out, ruining the decorative box or ruining whatever surface they have placed the arrangement on. So this is the finished product. You can mist the flowers delicately with some spray, and it is completely ready for your gifting. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave any questions and comments below, and we hope to see you soon.